Any well-appointed man in a business suit should always have a watch. And me personally, I'm not crazy about all the bling that they offer. I'm not crazy about all the showy stuff and crazy colors and all that. I personally like having watches that are simple and functional. And that is part of the reason why I choose Citizen watches. And I'm not being paid to do this review, nor did I receive anything free in the mail from Citizen. Hint, hint. You know, if you want to, you could send me some stuff to review. But anyway, these watches are just a couple of the watches that I've collected over time. Somebody asked me to do a review about my watch because they saw me wearing this one. This is the Black Eagle. And somebody else accused me of being heavy-handed when I do my reviews. And you're absolutely right, I am. It's like if I find a product that I enjoy and I like, I'm going to either keep buying it or I'm going to talk good about it. If I find a product that I can't stand and I don't like, well, that product is going to be attacked mercilessly. So after having my Black Eagle for a few years, I think I've had this thing probably about 3 or 4, maybe about 3 years at least. As you can see, if you look closely, some of the black has started to wear off of the edges of the band. It still overall looks black, but obviously the bracelet here would probably need to be replaced if you really care about how your bracelets look. Now, I've abused this watch, so I have to say, even with all the abuse, if you look at the crystal for the most part, now I bought this brand new, mind you, I bought all these brand new. The crystal has minor scratches around the sides, but you know, I've kind of made a bad habit of not taking off my watches when I'm doing stuff with my hands, like working. But overall, this watch has held up perfectly. I haven't had to have it serviced. The solar recharging battery in it still works perfectly. And it still sets itself. It knows exactly what time zone it's in. The radio is all working perfectly. So this watch and all the other ones have held up perfectly. Now this is the, once again, Citizen ECODRIVE Skyhawk WR200 Atomic Time. So these watches have a little receive mode radio where they can set themselves based on the time zone they're in. This right here is the same exact watch, but this is the Blue Angel version, and this is the other Blue Angel edition. And so forth noted on the back, you can see that it actually has the Blue Angels badging on the back. You can also see that with this one, Blue Angels on the back. The difference between these two, which doesn't become immediately apparent, is that the one on the left is a WR200, and that has a radio receiver in it. The other does not have a radio receiver. And they look virtually alike except for the jog dial, which is called a whiz wheel, and you see those numbers around the whiz wheel. If you know how to use a slide ruler, when you're an aviator and you fly, you can use this to figure out distances. You can use it to figure out fuel requirements, etc., etc. Anybody who's, you know, flown a plane before knows what a whiz wheel is, so I'll let you figure that out yourself. There's a couple of tutorials that talk about how to use a whiz wheel. Maybe I'll make one someday if I, you know, set aside some time. But I like the WR200 more than the regular Skyhawk, the WR100. You can see the number right there. It says WR100 as soon as it zooms in. I like the WR200s more than the WR100s because the WR200 has the self-setting system. So when I went to other countries, like I'm thinking about going to Dubai and the Philippines, these watches automatically set themselves. Unfortunately, my problem with these watches is because they're not smart watches like the new age technology, like these, you know, this is my new Apple watch. There's a lot of things that these things can't do. Like, for instance, the new Apple Watch, I have to say, the Apple Watch, the battery in this thing is way better than the battery in the Series 1. And I'm pretty sure all of the reviewers who've reviewed these pretty much understand the same exact things. We're all seeing basically the same thing at the same time. These Apple Watches, they, right here you can see I have time set up. This is a custom face that I made. So as you can see, I have my battery life right there. I've got the date right here. I've got the time set up. I've got calories burned for the day. I've got exercise time for the day. And then I've got standing time for the day. I typically stand about 12 hours every day. And at the bottom, I have weather. The problem is these smartwatches are really awesome. And they can set themselves depending upon where they are, especially if you're using the cellular connection. But the issue that I have with the smartwatches is obviously the battery recharge time. Now, granted, this Apple Watch will last at least maybe 5 days. It'll last about 2.5 days before it absolutely needs to be recharged. Somebody said, oh, you're being heavy-handed when I reviewed it. But what I can say is that since this morning, starting from a full charge, I'm at 87%. Right now, it's about 8 o'clock p.m. or 8:46. I'm looking at the time, for God's sakes. It's almost 9 o'clock. And as you can see, this thing ran 87%. It's not down by that much. It's only down by about 13% from 100. That's actually really good because the Series 1 that I used to have would have damn near been dead by now. Unfortunately, if you use the cellular connections or if you use, what is it called, exercise mode with GPS, those signal receivers run down your battery really quick. And basically all of the reviewers have been saying the exact same thing. Here's my simple suggestion. If you want an Apple Watch, I would recommend that you don't buy the Series 3 cellular just yet. Wait until Series 4 so that they can work out the battery issues that they're currently having with the talk life. Right now, Series 3 cellulars do not last a long time. They run down your battery very, very quickly. So that's my recommendation. If you really want an Apple Watch, I would pick up a Series 2. If you were planning on getting an Apple Watch, I recommend you avoid Series 1. If you're going to get one, get a Series 2 or a Series 3. You can find these things on Facebook. You can find them on eBay. They're quickly depreciating because realistically, the computer itself isn't made by Apple. It's made by a subcontracted company. All of these damn things are the same. And unlike these beautiful Citizen watches, the Apple Watch is a quickly depreciating computer unit. And that's within whatever band you attach it to. Realistically, the watch business doesn't work that way. The watch business isn't about the bands. The watch business is about crystals, movements, and making a timepiece that's basically a work of art. Now, next to the Apple Watch, I have to say, these are art pieces, basically. Now, in my safe, I have a, what is that damn thing? It's a Omega Speedmaster Pro. So eventually I'll do a review on that one. It's, you know, I'll pick a time or something. But I wanted to do this review specifically to answer one of my subscribers. And if you were in the market for a nice watch that'll go great with your blue suit or your black suit, I thoroughly recommend just about any of these right here. The only one I really suggest you stay away from is the Series 3 cellular because the battery life just isn't there yet. And this is, you know, this is just part of my watch collection, and I just wanted to answer that question. So if you have any specific questions about these things, feel free to ask. I know there's a guy who already has videos about how to set these, but they pretty much set themselves. All you have to do is pull the crown out and turn the little dial to receive mode, and it pretty much does it itself. But these are both beautiful specimens. They're beautiful, beautiful specimens. I love them. And, you know, I love having them, and Citizen, I really like their watches more than just about anybody else's watches. You know, they look great, they feel great, they have a nice heft to them. Some people compliment me when they see me, I got my suit on, they be like, oh yeah, that's a nice watch, where'd you get that from? And I just take it off and let them see it and everything, and it feels really good. It's got the nice titanium band, looks great. So if anybody was planning on getting one of these, I can thoroughly recommend them. Just try to stay away from the WR100 model, because what you really want is you want this radio receiver. You don't want to get one of these things unless it has the radio receiver in it. The radio receiver sets this thing up perfectly. Look at that movement, how they're basically ticking at the same time and everything. That's beautiful.